and then start fighting and cyclone anything else that can be cycloned. Now, if you can't do that, and they just keep disenchanting all your stuff and all your summons, then you're going to be out of luck. So you're not going to want to fight that. You're going to want to TP out, definitely. So right here, he pops his speed scroll up because he can move his all his stuff around better and just get those raiders faster to the dots. And right here is where, like I said, everything's getting disenchanted. He didn't cyclone the spirit walkers in time, so that's really bad. Right here is where he should have just TP'd out right here. That would have been a good idea. Instead, he waits a little while and ends up losing almost all his army. And it looks really bad for the Night Elf player about now. He's just... oh, that's horrible. Every time I watch this, I'm just like, I don't know. It's just bad. Alright, so finally, he's going to get a brain. He's going to TP in a second. Yep. TP, come on, go, go, go. Finally, TP'd. Alright, so about 12 dots later, 12 dead dots later, he decides to TP out. Now, from that big of a mistake, if he would have just wasted 350 gold to TP 15 seconds earlier, 20 seconds earlier, whenever the battle started where he noticed that all the cyclones getting disenchanted, it would have turned out a lot different. This game would have been a lot shorter and everything. And now, as you can see, it's 39 food army versus 61 food army now. And the orc has control of the mana fountain. So that's really bad, because now the spirit walkers are going to have a bunch of mana, and those dots that just come out aren't going to have that much mana to begin with. So now the orc's at a very big advantage right now. And the Night Elf is just pretty much using summons to check to see if he's resetting up an expansion. And looking around, there's not much the Night Elf can do at this point. There's no creep spots left near his stuff, near his base or anything. And it would not be a smart idea to run in there with a hero and see what they're doing, because all those raiders, they're just going to mass and snare the hero and surround him like that, and that's not going to be good. So he used a summon to scout the Fountain of Mana so he could regain control of that, because the orc left that and is doing whatever. I'll turn back off the Fog of War. So the orc's going to the Fountain of Health now because all his mana is all at full, and so he needs health, and the Night Elf needs the Fountain of Mana. So they're pretty much switching off right there, you know. Maybe next time when you're on ladder and you're playing Night Elf versus Orc and you're matching dots and something like this happens, you can say, you know, hey, I'll make you a deal. You get the Fountain of Mana for 15 seconds, then you leave and go to the Health Fountain, and I can come in there and get the Fountain of Mana. That's always a good deal to make with your opponent. Alright, anyways. Okay. So, damn, I cracked myself up. I'm sure no one thought that was funny. That's alright. Okay. Right now, it's just hit and run stuff. They're just... there's no fighting going on right now. There's nothing really to talk about. Sorry, guys. All I can really say right now is they keep running back and forth, and one's waiting until they find the other in a vulnerable position, so then they can go ahead and push the advantage again. But the Night Elf is already back up to 63 food, which is a pretty good comeback. And the reason why is because dots, they're just so damn cheap, and they can do so much damage towards the orc, and they don't take that much time to get out. Alright, all his mana's at full and whatever. So here's the big battle where the orc ends up making the big mistake, and this is probably the battle right here that let the Night Elf win this overall. Alright, so he's waiting until those Spirit Walkers get way up there. Right when they got all up in the front line like that, he cyclones all of them, which is a bad idea. You want those Spirit Walkers to be in the back, way back, because then the dots will have to run way into the orc's army, and then the orc will just ensnare all the dots and then be focus firing them. It'll be bad. Alright, so the Blade Master, once the Blade Master saw all his Spirit Walkers, or once the orc saw all his Spirit Walkers getting cycloned, he decided to TP out. The only problem was, with this mistake he made, his Blade Master was way in the back, picking off dots or anything in the back, while his whole army was way on the other side. So what happened was he wasted a TP, and only half his army teleported with him, which left the other half to get owned. As you see right here, they're all getting owned. All the Spirit Walkers are just pretty much getting owned, as we can all see. So that's really bad. Now if you look and you switch teams, it's a 50 food army for the Night Elf versus 32 food army. That's really bad. And the mistake on that was bad Blade Master spot. He TP'd too soon. He pretty much TP'd too soon because he could have windwalked or done whatever to run as far back as he could to his to his main army and just hope that he doesn't get cycloned and then TP there. I mean, it'd be much more worth that than having half your army fight while the other half's in the base. So that is one big advantage that the Night Elf got right there. That, I don't know, that could be considered luck pretty much, because luck for OG part for having WCR make that big of a mistake. The Orc player didn't make that. The Orc player probably would have won this game easily if he would have just, I don't know. Yeah. So, okay, so now after they get done fighting, always on Echo Isles, after you get done fighting and whatever, you put them all at the fountain and everything, and at this point there's really nothing to talk about. So we are going to fast forward the replay again in 3, 2, 1, 3x speed. Go. Okay, so the peons are getting chased down. He scouted the expansion. He's just chilling at the fountain of health, getting some health. And then he's going to go back up to the mana fountain, get some mana. And the Orc can't do anything because he has pretty much no money for Spirit Walkers because his gold mine ran out. So he's pretty much screwed on that part. All he has is Raiders and a Blade Master being built because it died. That's bad. And the Night Elf has full mana now, so the Night Elf's checking around the map, and he catches the Orc creeping, so he's going to kill that Raider. Cyclone's another. And, oh yeah, we're still going at 3x speed, by the way, so don't be turning it down. Alright, so 1x speed and 3, 2, 1, 1x speed. Alright, now, when you're far away from your base like this, and it's being attacked by Raiders, mass Raiders, he should have uprooted his tree a bit earlier for the armor types and whatever, so he would get the medium armor, so the Raiders wouldn't be doing extra and whatever. And also right here, if you saw, when he was that far away from the map, didn't have a TP or anything, he went ahead and stormcrowed all his fairy dragons and flew them all the way over there. Alright, so right now he put him back into regular form to cyclone all the Raiders, but then he put him back into Stormcrow form after the Blade Master used that ultimate. And so you do not want to fight that while the Blade Master is using his ultimate. It's evil. You bring him back to the fountain, all that good stuff. And now he started walking his Tree of Eternity back to the expansion spot where his other tree just got killed. He's going to walk it down to the Orcs expansion, but now that one's open because it got killed, obviously. Alright. Also, too, another tip is make sure you research Nature's Blessing. That's always a good idea, so the trees walk to the expansion a lot faster. And another thing, too, I was going to point out about the Fire Lord, too, on his having an advantage with him. Not only is his summon really great, his summoning skills, but also Soulburn completely owns. Like, first of all, the enemy hero can't cast any spells, and then they take extra damage. When they get focus fire with Soulburn on them, it's horrible. They get pretty much owned. So right here, to make sure OG doesn't lose any more expansions or buildings or anything, he's spreading out his army because the Orc has basically no army right here. He no one would want to lose this right here, where your army's like twice as big as the orcs. So he kept some dots at his expansion, and then kept his 2 heroes and a few dots over in some other place, going to mess around with them. So the raiders couldn't just run in there, because the raiders right now, the only thing that the orc can do to pull this out of his ass, this win, is to go and hit and run while his heroes are harassing something else. If his heroes keep them occupied with... the orc heroes keep the night elf heroes distracted and whatever with something else while he runs in a bunch of raiders and takes out his expansions, he could essentially just keep doing that and run him in there and run him into the night elf space after he takes out the expansion and take out all his buildings and win that way, just by default of having all the buildings die. So OG's keeping a couple of his dots, 4 or 5, spread out, and so he could just cyclone them all, and so they can't own buildings, and then he'll have his whole army go there. By the time they're out of cyclone, his whole army will be there, and they'll be dead raiders, and that'll be no hit and run. So, there's nothing else to talk about. I swear, I don't know, this replay looked pretty good to do an audio on. I'm still going to post it and everything, too. Hopefully, it's a little interesting, but... it's just... I don't know, damn. Next time I'm going to do probably... If I do Night Elf again... Sorry, I'm going to do, like... Lore, War, Wind, Mass Ranged. That's always good to do. Because this is really... I'm just saying the same stuff over and over, and that's not good. Just... Yeah, alright, so... He takes out those 2 raiders. What they're doing right now is they're just like trading stuff off. He's taking out those 2 raiders while his blade master's at the base and taking out that altar so the demon hunter won't get out. So that'll be 1 less hero for him. At this point it's over, I swear. The Beastmaster's level 6. He's gonna run into the base with Stampede and pretty much own all the orc buildings, and that's finally when the orc gives up, because all the orc has right now is an 11 food army. And no, an 8 food army, and that is with 1 blade master. Oh wait, he's building another raider. No, he's not building another raider. Okay, so he has like a blade master and 2 peons. 2 peons now, because the beastmaster just owned that 3rd peon. Alright, so let's get to the exciting part and stuff and whatever. So let's fast forward this at the 2x speed, and 3, 2, 1, 2x speed, go. Okay. So the Blade Master's getting annoying once again. As usual with every race, Blade Master just gets so damn annoying. And good micro on that part, like I was saying earlier on Stormcrow for... whatever. Yeah. Stormcrow forming them out and everything. Oh yeah, alright, 1x speed and 3, 2, 1. 1x speed. Alright, so he Stormcrowed formed, blah blah blah. He turned him into a birdie and ran him to the fountain. Alright, and now the Beastmaster, or now the Night Elf, knows that he has a bigger army and everything, and he's just going to decide to attack the base and get this over with, because his ultimate pretty much owns buildings and everything, all that good stuff. And it's pretty much over. 30-minute replay. Me doing an audio on. It is hard. So the longer the replay, the harder. This is probably like the hardest one, because just these long ass replays, there's like nothing to talk about. I swear. It's just I don't know. Just nothing to talk about. He'll say good game in a second, because it's gonna get like an expansion set up down there and everything. Alright, good game. It's finally over. Alright, so hopefully you learned a little bit more on the mass.strat. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to be signing off, and yeah, laters.